Okehampton Station, restored in Southern Region green and cream, looks much like it did back in the 1950s, but you can no longer go to the booking office and buy a ticket from a rack like this for such exotic places as Port Isaac Road and St Kew Highway. Up until the mid-1960s, you could get off a Plymouth train here at Platform 2 and cross over to Platform 1 for Bude and Padstow, but alas, no more. Passenger trains stopped running to North Cornwall in 1966 and Exeter in 1972. All seemed lost, but in 2021 an hourly diesel multiple unit service to Exeter started running with a bus connection to Bude and Lanson and Tavistock. The railway from Exeter reached Okehampton in 1871 and was soon extended over Meldon Viaduct towards Plymouth. The viaduct now carries a cycle track and is a scheduled monument, as it's one of only two surviving wrought iron structures of its kind in the country. Here on the edge of Dartmoor, we're 200 miles from London Waterloo Station, and this is the site of Meldon Junction, where in 1879 the Devon and Cornwall Railway opened a line running northwest from here towards Holsworthy. And I'm cycling along this line now 3 miles from Meldon, and this is now called the Pegasus Trail. The first station on the line was at Madderford Moor Halt for Thornton Cross, and it was just under this bridge. It opened in 1926, and you can still see the concrete platforms made at the railway's own works at Exmouth Junction. There was also a signal box and a passing loop here. Parliamentary approval to build from Okehampton towards Bude was first obtained in 1865, but construction never started. Then, in 1873, the Devon and Cornwall Railway Western Extension Act was passed. It authorised this line from Meldon Junction to Holsworthy. The company was soon purchased by the London and South Western Railway, and work started on the single track in 1875 and was completed 4 years later. We're now at Venn Gates, where the line crossed a country lane. You can still see the crossing keeper's cottage and 4 sturdy concrete posts that held the gates. According to my Southern Region timetable from the winter of 1962, there were 7 down trains on a weekday and 2 on a Sunday steaming past here, with 6 up trains in the week and 1 on a Sunday. Most of them were in 2 portions, one from Bude and one from Padstow. Alongside the road there are 3 railway workers' cottages at Broadbury, and behind them the Pegasus Trail passes a cutting and a bridge that have now been filled in. Trains along here were mostly steam-hauled until 1963, when diesel railcars became more common as the line moved from Southern to Western Region control. The last trains to run along here were on the 1st of October 1966. Soon, the Pegasus Trail leaves the railway and goes onto country lanes again. This is the next station at Ashbury, almost 206 miles from Waterloo. It was opened in 1879 and had 2 platforms and a siding and is now a private house. The main building had a waiting room, a ticket office and toilets. This is where the booking office window used to be, and on the wall outside is an original Victorian postbox. In the grounds you can still find a London and South Western Railway boundary post. The station is now occupied by the granddaughter of the station's former signalman. There's some Southern Railway concrete fencing as we look towards the refurbished road bridge. Trains could pass here on the single section. Passengers crossing from one platform to the other could use the road bridge and these steps. On the up platform there was a small waiting shelter and a signal box, the outline of which you can see here. Under the platform, the pulleys for the rods and wires that operated the signals and the points can still be seen. In the museum at Okehampton, part of the signalling apparatus has been preserved. And the goods shed adjacent to the station at Ashbury has been converted into a house. Trains were now approaching Halwill Junction, and here the trackbed has been turned into a nature reserve. The village car park now sits where the wartime goods yard used to be. Trains cross the road here into the station, which is now covered by housing. Halwill became a junction in 1886 when the line to Lanston opened, and a further link to Torrington came in 1925. The village sign with railway sleepers making a flower bed below it is one of only a few reminders of the days gone by. Housing now covers the site where the station, the goods yard and the turntable used to be, but the man who culled the route in 1966 is still remembered.